I spend a lot of time talking about skincare, but there are so many hair products that I love, and I actually get asked about my hair products quite often, so I thought today I would go over my holy grail hair care products. I'm Dr. Sam Ellis, and I'm a board-certified dermatologist. I'm here to help you understand your skin and hair and find products that work for you. If you like what you see, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I know this is a bit of an obvious statement to start out with, but everyone's hair is different. So although these are products that I love and they work really well with my hair and my hair type, they won't work for everyone. So finding your hair care holy grails has a lot to do with trial and error and kind of figuring out what works for you and your routine, your lifestyle, and your budget. To give you some context for this video, I'll give you a little background about my hair. So I am a natural blonde, but this is not my natural shade of blonde. I'm a much darker blonde, and I do get my hair highlighted every 4 to 6 months or so. My natural hair texture is sort of wavy and slightly frizzy. It was much straighter when I was younger, but after I went through puberty, it sort of took on this funky, unpredictable wave. And when I let my hair air dry, I'm not super happy with the results. So anytime you've seen my hair in like a YouTube video or something like that, it has been heat styled in some way. My hair is also on the thinner side, so I don't naturally have like thick, luscious, voluminous hair, but I use every optical illusion and hair care product to try to achieve as much volume as possible, but that's sort of not its natural go-to state. All right, with that all out of the way, let's get into the products. First up, I have the Oribe Dry Texturizing Spray. This has a cult following for a reason. This texturizing spray is like none other that I have ever tried. It has such a beautiful fine mist. 1, it smells amazing. 2, it gives hair just that extra va-va-voom volume, and I love it for freshly washed hair because I find that brand new, freshly washed hair often looks a little bit limp. It needs a little bit of life, especially if you're trying to put it up. You want to have a little bit of texture, and this texturizing spray is just perfection. I think if you're going for that sort of like beachy, undone wave look that doesn't look like, hey, I tried too hard or put too much effort in, my hair just naturally looks this cool and sexy, that is what this texturizing spray is for. And in a lot of my YouTube videos where my hair has a little more curl to it, I have that in. Sort of staying within the category of styling products or finishing products, I have hairspray, and the Kenra Volume Spray number 25 is one of my all-time favorite hairsprays. It holds so well without making your hair feel crunchy or sticky. If I'm doing like an updo or even just like a bun for clinic and I want my bobby pins to stay and I want every hair in place without looking like I'm wearing a hairspray helmet, the Kenra 25 volume spray is what I use. Also, this bottle is massive. It will last you so long. One tip for hairspray, because oftentimes it'll get clogged in the nozzle, is to actually store it upside down. So if you put it in your medicine cabinet or in your shelf stored this way, it's a lot less likely for the nozzle to get clogged. I also really like that hairspray to tame little flyaways or little frizzies that form up on the top of the scalp. Usually what I'll do is I'll actually spray a teeny bit of that hairspray into my palms, and I'll just sort of like pat it around my part, and that helps all the little frizzies calm down a bit. When it comes to preparing my wet hair for hair styling or heat styling, one of my favorite heat protectant serums is the Kérastase Blonde Absolu Cicaplasme. Don't make me say it. This one. I have gone through a couple bottles of this. You do not need to be a blonde to use this particular product, but typically what I'll do is I'll let my hair air dry a little bit out of the shower, and then I'll take usually 1.5 pumps of that and sort of just rub it from, not my roots quite, but like maybe this area all the way down to my ends, just to protect it from the blow dryer and the straightener or the curling iron that I'm gonna be using. The issue that I've had with a lot of other heat protectant styling products is that they feel too heavy on the hair, or they make my hair get greasier faster. And I just don't want to have to wash my hair that often if I don't have to. So I don't want my styling products contributing to the frequency with which I have to wash my hair because they're making it look greasy or oily in some way. So I really like that this particular heat protectant is lightweight. And when I put it in and then style my hair, I don't feel like I actually have any product in at all, but my hair is still protected from the heat. All right, let's talk about shampoo and conditioner. Now, I don't have any sort of everyday shampoo and conditioner that I am just so obsessed with that it gets to go in the holy grail category. One, I just try too many shampoos shampoos and conditioners. And two, I just don't think the formulations tend to be so significantly different that I can really appreciate a difference in my hair when I use them. I find with styling products, that's where I really see the difference. But I do have a couple of like specialty shampoos and conditioners that I do want to mention. One of them is this Fanola No Yellow Purple Shampoo. Well loved. I use this probably every 4th or 5th shampoo, and it really helps brighten up my blonde and take out some of those golden or brassy tones. So I don't want my hair to look white or silver, but I also don't want it to lean too yellow or worse, orange. This particular shampoo is a super heavily pigmented violet. So it almost looks black when you pour it into your palms when you're gonna put it in your hair. And how long you leave it in your hair is really going to determine how much toning or how much golden or sort of warm hues you take out of your hair with that shampoo. So if you just leave it in for a minute or two, it'll kind of just balance out some of the brassy tones. If you leave this in for 10 minutes, you could turn your very blonde hair purple. I usually leave it in for 3 to 5 minutes. And I think the reason this has become holy grail for me is that, I kid you not, every single time that I wash my hair with the shampoo, everyone in clinic is like, did you get your hair done? Your hair looks so good. So this is like a compliment inducing product. And purple shampoo is not just for blondes. And many of you know this, but this might be news to some of you. But if you have brown tones in your hair, if you have highlights and you find that they start looking dull or orangey or sort of reddish over time, and you just want to brighten those up or make your highlights pop, no matter what your hair color is, a purple shampoo can be amazing. The one thing about a lot of purple shampoos or toning shampoos is that they can make the hair feel a little bit dry or a little bit stripped. So almost every single time that I use a purple shampoo, I will go in with a deep conditioner or a conditioning mask afterward to sort of restore the hair. And my holy grail deep conditioning mask, like the one that has been in my rotation the longest and has not gotten kicked out because it is consistently just amazing, is the Briogeo Don't Despair Repair Deep Conditioning Mask. This bad boy is just, it makes the hair feel so luscious, so nourished, and I think every single person I've recommended this to has loved it, regardless of their hair texture. So I have friends with really curly, sometimes frizzy hair who just adore this product. Even my friends with really limp or thin hair who feel like deep conditioning masks are often too heavy for them also really like this. So it is pretty rare for me to find a conditioner that is just so universally appealing. Like I mentioned before, I like to use deep conditioning masks after I use a purple shampoo, but I also like to use them after travel. I just find that my hair always feels a little bit dead after travel, and I don't know if that's because I don't wash it as much or I'm in airplanes and it's getting really dried out, but I just feel like it often lacks a little bit of moisture after travel, and so going in with a deep conditioning treatment like this is perfect. I also usually save it for days that I'm gonna shave my legs so that it stays on my hair long enough to actually work all of its magic. Also, because this deep conditioner is so widely beloved, if you ever wanted to give someone like a personal care type of gift, including this conditioning mask would be awesome. My next up hair care holy grail product is the Olaplex Hair Perfector number 3. This uses Olaplex's sort of patented bond building technology to fortify the hair. And everyone has different feelings about Olaplex and the Olaplex technology. It is something that I really do appreciate a noticeable difference in when I include it in my routine, but it doesn't work for everyone, so it's just something to keep in mind. If you're curious on how I use this and a little more of the science behind it, I have a whole highlight on my Instagram that goes into me talking about the Olaplex number 3 and showing you exactly how I put it on my hair. I probably do it once every 3 to 4 weeks. I would maybe do it more often if I was a little more regimented, but I don't know. I'm a busy girl. But if you find that your hair is damaged or brittle or feels a little rough in texture or is chronically heat styled, or you get it color treated or bleached, especially quite often, giving the number 3 by Olaplex a chance, I think is totally worthwhile, because for a lot of people, it will make your hair feel so much better, so much healthier. I use it to sort of extend times in between my hair trims, which is probably not what you're supposed to use it for. But if I feel like my hair ends are starting to get a little icky, I can usually go a few extra weeks if I use my Olaplex. Next up are 2 of the products that I use to extend time in between my hair washes. There's nothing wrong with washing your hair every single day. Now, if you're washing your hair and then heat styling it every single day, that can definitely induce a lot more damage. Or if you're washing your hair every day and letting it remain wet for a long period of time, that can cause damage on your hair too. I don't want to have to wash my hair every single day. I don't have to do it every single day. And so I like to use products to sort of extend times in between hair washes. The first product that I use is dry shampoo, and I love the Living Proof Perfect Hair Day PhD dry shampoo. To me, this dry shampoo is a really nice balance of absorbing the oil in your hair so that it doesn't look greasy, but also not depositing so much residue that it looks like you have a bunch of crap in your hair. I also find that with some dry shampoos, you'll put them in the morning, you'll be like, yes, my hair looks great, my grease looks gone, and then midday, your hair looks greasy again. And that is just not the case with this particular shampoo and the way it interacts with my hair. I find that if I use it in the morning, I get a whole extra day of longevity out of my hair without it looking greasy or oily or weighed down. One question that I get from time to time from my patients or through a DM on Instagram is whether or not dry shampoo is bad for you, like bad for your scalp, causes hair loss, anything like that. And really it shouldn't. Now, everyone responds to products differently. So if you have a ton of scalp residue or gunk built up on your scalp, including dry shampoo, that can cause inflammation on your scalp and can stunt your hair growth or cause increased hair shedding. But dry shampoo in and of itself should not be a problem unless you're suffering from an inflamed scalp that's dry or itchy or flaky. And then if that's something that you're dealing with, I would strongly recommend that you first talk to a dermatologist before you're incorporating a lot of leave-on hair products, especially ones that are going to help you space out your hair washes, because a lot of scalp problems actually stem from not washing the hair and the scalp enough. But for the vast majority of people, dry shampoo is not going to be a problem at all. And finding one that you love and can rely on is great. And for me, that is the Living Proof one. The other product that I use to extend time in between my hair washes is the Virtue Healing Oil. And that might be a little bit counterintuitive for me to say, oh, I put oil on my hair to make me not have to wash it as often. But what I find is that oftentimes my roots will be kind of greasy, but then my ends get kind of dry and crunchy. And I almost hate the feeling of like a gross crunchy end more than a greasy scalp. And so having a hair oil that I can put in to sort of restore my hair texture on the bottoms, especially a few days after washing, is ideal. I love this one from Virtue. I have partnered with Virtue in the past for sponsored content and things like that, but this video is completely unsponsored. I just particularly adore this healing oil. I think the reason I love it so much is you just need a couple of drops, so shake it really well. I don't know, 2-3 drops. It's so lightweight. I find that when I put it on my hair, it doesn't make it look greasy or oily. And I feel like a lot of healing oils or any type of nourishing oils just actually make the hair look oily. And that is really not what I want. I just want my hair to look sort of shiny and restored. And that is exactly what this does. It also smells deliciously coconutty and kind of like takes me to a beach vacation moment. So double win. I also did just want to include a couple of hair tools because I think the styling products and the prep products that you use for your hair are only one part of the equation in terms of how good your hair looks and feels. And the other part is how you actually style it. So I just wanted to go into a couple things that I use pretty regularly that I really wouldn't want to live without. So one of these is the Aquis hair turban. This is like what I use as my hair drying towel. Honestly, I haven't tried a product from Aquis that I didn't seriously adore. This hair turban is made up of a super absorbent fabric. So when I get out of the shower and I want my hair to dry faster than it would in sort of like a normal towel, this is what I'll put my hair in. It's really nice too because it has a little button in the back that you can sort of like tuck the end into, so it really stays. So if I want to go around the house and do some chores or respond to some emails, I have this really lightweight towel on my head that's absorbing excess moisture from my hair so that when I go to style it, I have a lot less moisture that I need to blow dry out of my hair, which cuts my blow dry time like crazy and just cuts down my overall styling process time. I love the Aquis towels in general. I think I have 3 or 4 of them now, but literally every time I recommend this on my Instagram and someone buys it, I always get multiple DMs that are like, this is amazing. My hair is way less frizzy. This is life-changing. I mean, a towel being life-changing. It's a big deal. Next in my holy grail hair care products is my hairbrush. And the one I use the most often is my Wet Brush Pro Flex Dry. I think that's the full name. And this is a little different than the OG wet brush because it's vented. You can kind of see here that air can go through it. So I love using this when I'm blow drying to sort of keep my hair straight. I don't do a fancy blowout when I blow dry my hair because I'm just not very good at that. So I like to use my blow dry session as a way to just get my hair dry and sort of flat as quickly as possible, and then I'll go in with my other styling tools. So using this brush is great because the bristles are widely spaced so it doesn't tug on the hair, but you get enough grip that you can really straighten out the hair with it. And then because it's vented, all of that blow dry air is not getting trapped against your hair and causing a lot of heat damage. It's sort of going through it. And so I find that it also cuts down on my drying time. And even though it's called the wet brush, you don't have to just use it on wet hair. And I actually encourage you to minimize brushing wet hair as much as possible. When I get out of the shower and my hair is wet, I will often sort of just finger comb to take out any big tangles. And then when I'm doing my blow dry, I will apply this brush to wet hair, but I'm gonna make sure that I'm not tugging or snagging the hair. Sometimes you can even hear your hair break. It makes this little pop snap sound. So if that's happening when you're using a brush on wet hair, stop doing it. You're causing increased breakage. But I find that of the brushes that I would wanna use when blow drying my hair, this one does not cause a lot of damage. Now that I'm saying all of this, it might be beneficial to at some point do a tutorial for you guys. So if you are interested in how I actually style my hair from wet to dry and how I do a curl or straighten it or whatever, let me know in the comments. Okay, I just have 2 products left. And one is my Holy Grail curling iron. If you saw my Get Ready With Me in the Morning video, you saw this curling iron in there. And that is my Hot Tools 2-inch barrel curling iron. I've had this since medical school, so over a decade. And she might not be so pretty now, but she still works great. Because I don't have the energy or time to give myself a proper blowout with my blow dryer, I use a 2-inch curling iron to sort of smooth and straighten my hair. So that's all I did on my hair today. I like really quickly blow dried it, took like 5 minutes, and then another 5 minutes to just run that large barrel curling iron through my hair. And this is sort of what it gave me. From this point, because it smoothed out my hair so much, gave me so much shine, I could then go in and straighten the ends if I wanted to. I could go in and curl it more aggressively. But to me, that 2-inch barrel curling iron is such a nice foundational tool to sort of get your hair under control if you're not good at giving yourself a blowout. My final Holy Grail styling tool is a 1.25-inch barrel curling wand. So not one with a clamp, but one that is just a pure wand. I think the brand doesn't really matter. This is a ceramic barrel one by a brand called Homet. I think I got it on Amazon for $30 or so. I've used really high-end ones like GHD or T3. Those are also excellent. But if you're sort of looking for that undone, beachy, effortless wave, a 1.25-inch curling wand is a great way to achieve that, even if you're not very good at doing hair, which is why it goes into my Holy Grails. If you're interested in how I style my hair with that particular tool, let me know in the comments also, and I can absolutely put up a quick tutorial on it because it's super, super easy. That is a wrap on my current Holy Grail hair care faves. Put your hair care faves in the comments below. I'm always trying to experiment with new products and find new ones that I love. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends, and I'll see you next time.